Here are 5 daily habits that can help you improve your English speaking skills and help you improve your IELTS score. So let's begin. So the first habit that can help you is to speak English daily, and we can do this in 3 ways. So the first way in which we can practice speaking English daily is by joining language groups. And you will find these in your local libraries, in a local school of yours, or a university. Now, these language groups are filled with people just like you, people who want to study the English language, but they need a partner who they can practice speaking English with. And the benefit of this is that you can practice speaking with someone face to face in real life. However, if you live far from a university or you live far from a local library, then the second technique, this might be for you, and that is to join a Facebook language group. Now, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of language groups on Facebook. In fact, I myself have 1 or 2 different language groups, and they are filled with IELTS students who want to practice speaking English daily. So what you can do here is join these groups, and you can just leave a comment on somebody's post who is looking for a speaking partner, or you can just put up your own post with your requirements. For example, you might want to practice speaking 5 days a week at 7 p.m. your local time, and you might want to practice with a beginner student or an intermediate level student. So you can put up your requirements and you can find your ideal speaking partner in which you can practice speaking with on a regular basis. Now, the third way in which we can practice speaking English daily, and this one is by far the most helpful or the most beneficial, and that is to practice speaking with an English teacher or an IELTS coach. Now, the reason why this is the most helpful is because it is their job to help people improve their English. Out of the 3 options, this one would be the best. However, by practicing speaking English with an English teacher, sometimes it can cost you a little bit of money. So if you cannot afford paying for an English teacher, then I would recommend the first 2 options, as most likely they will be free. Now, the second habit that you can use to help you improve your English speaking skills is to listen. Now, there are 2 questions we need to answer when it comes to listening. Firstly, what shall we listen to? And secondly, how does listening help us improve our speaking? So let's answer the first question. There are 3 things that I would recommend you to listen to that can help you improve your English: podcasts, radio shows, and TV shows. So try to find something that you enjoy listening to and make it a habit of listening to something like this every day. For example, if you like learning about different countries, then I would recommend listening to a podcast about geography, or even just watching a documentary on YouTube about different countries. Now, how can this help us improve our speaking skills? Well, firstly, it will help you learn new words that you might have never heard of. So it will help you build your vocabulary. And the second way in which listening can help you improve your speaking is that listening will help you improve how to pronounce different words. So again, try to find something that you enjoy listening to or watching and make this a habit, and this will hopefully help you improve your English speaking skills. Now, the third habit that we want to include in our life that can help us with our speaking skills is reading. Now, similarly to listening, reading can also help us improve our English speaking skills, because reading helps you learn 2 things. Again, vocabulary, and this is something that we really need to focus on. vocabulary just means new words, okay, or words. So reading can help us learn new words. And secondly, reading can help us learn the correct grammatical structures. Now, learning the correct grammar is very important when it comes to the IELTS exam, because the examiner will check for this. Now, what sort of text should we read? Well, I would recommend you to read texts that are similar to what comes up in the IELTS exam. So, for example, you can read newspaper articles, journal articles, magazine articles, or what you can do is read the text that have come up in previous exam papers. So if you go to any past paper exam and then go to the reading section of the exam, and you can read these texts. And if you read these texts a few times, you can do different things. For example, highlight words that you don't know, go back and learn the meaning, and all these things will help you improve your English speaking skills. And to help you out, I will leave some links which include text that you can read in the description below. Now, the next habit is probably my favorite, and that is to record yourself. So when you're recording yourself, what you want to do is record yourself speaking English about a specific topic. For example, sports. Just keep speaking about sports for as long as you can, or you can time yourself. Maybe you want to speak for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then once you've done that, go back and watch the recording. And when you are looking at the recording, you should be focusing on specific things. For example, you might want to focus on long pauses, just like what I just did then. So a long pause is basically a gap between two words where we say nothing, and we might not know that we are making long pauses up until we watch our own recording. So this is why it's very important to record ourselves. And if you go back and look at the recording and you do notice that you are including long pauses, then this is great, because it will help you identify a mistake. And once you know what your mistakes are, it becomes a lot easier for you to know which areas you need to improve on. So for example, if I'm making long pauses, actually let's look at a different example. If I'm speaking very, very fast, and I probably won't notice this up until I look at a recording of myself, and once I notice this, then I will know, I really need to slow down my speech. And this is actually true. This is something that I used to do all the time when I was learning how to teach English. It's only after my teachers told me that I learned that I need to slow down. So again, record yourself speaking, go back and look at the recording and focus on any mistakes. And that brings us on to the next habit that we should focus on, and that is all to do with grammar. So this habit is related to the previous habit, which is recording yourself. So the reason why I mentioned grammar is because according to the IDP IELTS website, they say that you should note down any grammatical errors that you might have made and try to fix them. But the problem is, how can we even note down any grammatical errors? Well, the first thing is we should record ourselves, which is why I mentioned it in this video, and then go back and watch the video. But this time we should specifically focus on any grammatical errors that we might make. So one way in which we can do this is just look at the recording ourselves and try to focus on any errors, or if you cannot find any, you can just get the opinion of an English teacher or another friend who is also a language student and ask them if they can notice any grammatical errors. And if you do notice that you are making some mistakes when it comes to grammar, then you should just try to fix them, and then continue to practice speaking daily. And if you are new here, my name is Brick. I am a qualified English teacher and an IELTS coach from the UK, and on this channel we cover everything IELTS related. So if this is something that you're interested in, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.